In this video, I'm trying to explain my experience while playing a puzzle game named The Bridge. The Bridge is a critically acclaimed game that has garnered a lot of attention, mostly because of its unique design and puzzle mechanics. The primary loop of the game is going through a level of the game while rotating your screen. The screen rotation also changes the way gravity affects your character and all of the props that are vital to the solution of the level. The Bridge's story is of a mathematician's mind and the way that he perceives reality, or more like the way he perceives his work. The whole atmosphere is eerie and filled with menace, which is literally the name of the only device that can kill you. Instead of abruptly losing your life, the game just stops and you can rewind time back to where it's most convenient for you. I feel like this symbolizes the fact that the whole game is actually playing out in your mind. You do not die, you just felt pain and you have to trace your steps back. You did not fall off the map, your mind drifted away into nothingness. The key did not disappear, you just can't recall it. In one of the levels, a swirling vortex was introduced. When I fell in it, the character was stuck because that is literally a black hole you're unable to escape. The game just kept going. No ending screen, no witty remark of mindlessness, it just kept going. Even though I was unable to move, I have had to restart the level to actually give it another try. It all felt very natural and lifelike. If you actually explore psychoanalysis even on a basic note, you'll see the resemblance between the game and a fractured human mind. I think that the only epithet that springs to mind is artsy, and that's okay. There has been an ongoing debate on accounting video games as art. The feeling that you have while playing The Bridge is just the right amount of pretentious so that we can actually take it seriously. You don't go through a series of menus to start the game. When the game loads up, you're introduced to the main mechanic, rotating the screen and gravity with it. And you're forced to shake the screen until an apple falls from the tree, so that we can finally wake up the main protagonist and the game can begin. It is a very natural introduction, it is a seamless experience, it is intuitive. Once you begin, you actually make your way to the house, where the real fun begins. The game is separated by 4 chapters, and each chapter consists of 7 levels. Having those numbers in particular for the chapters felt natural as well. 7 and 4 are quite important numbers in all esoteric practices, but the significance in the number 4 is quite interesting, even for a mathematician like our protagonist. Instead of explaining how cool the number 4 is, I will just link the Wikipedia page because I'm lazy. And if you're into that kind of stuff, just watch Vi Hart, she at least knows what she's talking about. Concentrate, Victor, please. Okay. I did not like the game in the beginning, it felt constrained. All of the puzzles were following a very strict formula. Mad joke. The first part of the game can actually be examined as a case study on mechanic introduction. Yes, there might have been better examples of that in the past, but I have never seen so rigid and patternized mechanical introductions before. Every single chapter is giving you a new tool to play with. Once you have finished the 7 chapters, you get a new tool. Hooray! I think they might have been going for that above the strict maniacal organizational OCD for perfectly lined game design. What actually makes me think of that is the fact that after you finish chapter 4, it all turns around. I won't spoil it yet, I will tell the story I want to tell. Imagine you're studying math in uni. The first 4 years will net you a bachelor's degree. As long as you can afford the education, the time to actually study, and the willpower not to be a dumbass who didn't really study that much. In the first 4 years, you will study some rigid things. Things that are already known. Basics of analysis, higher algebra, complex plane, and basically all of the mathematical tools and the way they interact with each other in a very fixed environment. Once you have done that enough times, once you have actually gotten used to and finally become bored out of your skull, then you'll find what is actually interesting. The chaotic interaction in an actual situation between all of these spheres. Or at least that is how I imagine it will feel. I dropped out of uni a while ago and not a day goes by without thinking maybe I should come back. So, once you actually finish the 4th chapter, you unlock the mirror dimension, which is, as you would have guessed it, all of the levels mirrored, but not only that. Additional tools that you have already learned how to use are sprinkled throughout. A new twist on each level has been introduced that will make you solve it once again. I would compare that to an actual higher than bachelor's degree, but what do I even know about that? A particular example that I will show on the screen right now is that level. The veil controls the specific items that are technically on a different plane, but does not control your screen rotation. So the ball here isn't affected by the gravity once you drop here. And on top of that, you can't get out. That wasn't here the first time. There are no items you can control with that veil on this level. This is just a fuck off veil by the level designer, and I love it. So is this game, The Bridge, an art? It tells the story of mathematician's fractured mind, but it does make me think about my life as well. Isn't that the point of art? I've seen the interpretation that real art is very systematic. You should be able to feel very specific and constructive idea out of it. But I tend to associate more closely to the death of the author and the idea that you can have a well-put art that makes you feel and think about yourself in a variety of manners. I really want to make a stark contrast with The Last of Us Part 2, because that is trendy right now and because I think that it's shit. If you have to constantly repeat what are you trying to show with the game instead of actually showing it with the game, I think you might be failing quite hard in that aspect. Yes, The Last of Us is grim, brutal and sadistic at points, but it does not get the point across. It does not get the point across in no meaningful way besides the designers of the game constantly spouting the violence is bad. Yes, it is. Why did you glorify it and make your developers watch grotesque and horrible things to do that? Can't you see the irony in that, Ricky? If violence is bad, what about slavery? What about crunch? I think that a good piece of art will make you ask questions. The Bridge certainly did make me ask some. One of them was, why do I hate puzzle games? And then I understood. I don't really hate them, I just don't play puzzle games. Maybe I should play more of those. Maybe you should too, dear viewer. And The Bridge is an amazing one to start with, please play it. The overexposed YouTube trope for this video is brought to you by our sponsor. Nope, I don't think so, not yet. Maybe not ever. I think I'm burning too many bridges with those videos. Ha, bridges. Like The Bridge, that's the game I talked about 10 minutes ago. Thanks for watching. I'll make another video again, if you like that one. I'll post a list of things that I like eating, because I don't have Patreon. Bye. I think Sail Fort would be a good addition to my library. Thank you for The Bridge, the Quantum Astrophysicist group. Please keep on making these games. We need you more than we need the AAA environment. Thanks.